if the county government is only disclosing 2,709, and I'm assuming you said you had appeared in the other committee of cohesion, and that's the latest update you have. So it seems, on an acting chairman, that there is a problem, and we need to get to the bottom of it.
Well, there is a problem, and we have been working on resolving all that problem. Actually, after the figure we have is 2,709 according to the reports held at our office, 2,709, and this is the figure we have. The figure of the Public Service Commission maybe needs to be verified and confirmed. And about the qualification of the board, okay, the report
Acting Chairman, who will verify if the national body has already been on the ground and verified and given the figures? Who, other than the Public Service Commission of Kenya, would come in to verify what you have in Garissa?
For us as the board, we have 2,709 according to our records. We have been just been planning, as we have just said. We have started working.
Order.
Yes. Yes.
You are not court. Yes. You want to court on that?
Yes.
So you want to tell the committee that you have any 2,000?
709.
That's the total employees.
That is what that's what we shared with the National Cohesion, and that's the figure we have. Chair, I don't
want what you shared with National Cohesion.
Yeah.
I want to tell me what you have.
Honorable
where they are casuals, where they are permanently employed. What categories do you have?
Honorable Chair,
yeah.
Do you have the records of these people you're talking about, their job placement and qualifications, in your docket, in your files? Do you have them, or you are just told, and now you're running after them? Yes. Do you have their files? Do you have their qualifications? Yes.
One other thing, and the lady secretary.
There's
no way. Sorry. Well, there's no way. In 2022 or 2021, you had 6,000 employees, and today in 2024, you have 2,000 employees. It can't happen. Where are the 4,000?
Chair, according to the records, the purge staff was 3,000 something, including casual workers.
Order. Yeah. You are not on the court, my friend. Just put on.
I want you now to compose yourself.
Yeah.
You have the numbers you've told us.
Yeah.
We have the numbers that our good chairman has told you. Yeah. And he's asking where are the rest.
Yeah.
And if we dispute the difference between 2,000 and 6,000, if we have their files, their numbers, their payrolls, that way.
Yeah.
These ones that you're talking about, that you are told.
According to the figures we have now, 2,709 are the figures we have as a county now, which translates to 46% of the wage bill.
Do you have their documents, qualifications, and files?
And I believe we have them in the.
You know, believing is a relative term.
Those
Those of us who are not religious, you can't say I believe. So
our secretary will confirm to you. I'm a member of the board. And
Chairman.
Yeah.
Chairman, in 2017, 2022, the county government of Garissa appointed 1,315 staff without compliance of procedures under the County Government Act of 2012. So in that time, only one time they employed 1,315.
315?
Yes, 1,315 between 2017 and 2022. And today you tell me you still have from 2013 you have only 2,000? How many 2,000?
2,709.
Those figures are not adding, my friend.
Chair, okay, I don't want to speculate.
I want the county secretary to say, my board secretary.
Yeah.
With respect to the 6,717 employees, these were the employees of the county at the time before this new administration took over. There was a purge that had taken place, and a lot of people who were irregularly employed had been removed from the payroll. The 1064 that were verified or the verification.
Chair.
Yes.
Wait, let us finish.
No, Chair. You know, we don't want these general statements. A big punch, people fled. Give us figures. So that we come to the numbers you told us.
Order. What you do? I want a report on that.
Okay.
How many of them have been expunged? how many have been sacked, how many are working? Because I can see you have also 101 staff over 60 years old. And that's illegal employment.
Yeah, maybe I could assist the county secretary. I stated that you have been informed that Garissa County has 2,709. And we have records showing that Garissa County has 6,717. As you're answering your question, and we'll let you proceed, you went into the issue of the employees who were purged out of the payroll, and we expect you to give us a figure of how many people were removed from the employment of Garissa County.
Yeah.
And when you're giving us those figures, the difference between 2,709 and 6,717 is 4,008.
So if you give us the...
So even if people were purged, you'll have to prove to us that 4,008 people were purged, and that's why you have a record of 2,717. So please, let us allow her to answer. And then also, the question asked by Senator Wafula about you having the records and data of the 2,717. If you have all their files in place also, please, if you could also answer that question.
With respect to the 2,709 employees who have been informed that they're currently in the payroll, and I have stated earlier, some could be the employees of the board and others may not have been the employees of the board. So, and this is what I've requested, that I would like to present that report once I carry out this audit. As for the records that I have in place, I'm not sure if they are of those 2,709 employees.
You're saying you don't have records of the 2,709?
Yes.
Of how they were employed and all that?
Okay. Listen, this book, this is your report. Can you open page 30?
That is not our report.
That's not
The response, huh?
That is not.
Page 30, yeah? The report that we submitted.
Yeah.
Open page 30. Not that one. This big one.
We don't have that one. It's not.
Don't have it.
It's not our.
Okay, I'll give you a copy. Give you a copy.
That is not our.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chairman.
Yes, sir.
We are looking for the pages. I want the secretary.
Good.
Madam Secretary.
Yes.
I want you, as your chairman checks on the page, there are names I want you to note down, and then you will tell me if these are strangers in your county or they are people you know. Yusuf Mohammed Abdi, Masalani Municipality, Job Group R. Mohammed Abdi Adi, Dadaab Job Group R. Isaac Abdi Korio, Job Group R. That is CEO Bura Municipality. Hatat Bashar Mohammed, Deputy Sub-County, Job Group P. Abdi Nasir Hussein Khalis, Job Group P. Nasir Magan Abdi, Job Group P. Abrahamin Saman Ibrahim, Office Admin, Job Group L. Liban Aden Dule, Sports Officer, Job Group P. Imran Hassan, Civil Inspection Officer, Job Group J. And Ibrahim Sadiq, Office Admin, Job Group K. Do you know these people? And when were they recruited? Were the positions advertised competitively?
Mheshimiwa, with all due respect, I think the names you mentioned, out of 2,709 staff, you just mention names and expect us to know. It may not be easy for us.
These are CEO Bura Municipality. You know.
Let me finish your answer. And what I say, I may know individuals like you.
Honorable Chair, when our letter to them and our conversation with the governor when he visited this Senate, our good people ought to be following the discussions because these are public discourse.
Yes.
These people were subject to a discussion that time. Okay? And now you are the recruitment agency. And it seems, Honorable Chair, the executive and the board are sleeping on the job. They are speaking from the upper lip and the lower lip seem not to be working together. These are the questions I'm asking, Honorable Chair. They have told us that they only recruited chief officers. These are people who are recruited recently by this board. Secretary, tell us, these boards of these municipalities, when did you employ them?
I'll answer you. Let me respond.
Order. Let's know. When Chairman. Chairman.
And Chair, now we need to take them on to oath. They need now to carry the good book. Okay. They seem to be mischievous witnesses.
Chairman of the board.
Chair, just point of information.
Yeah.
Just to inform my colleague.
Yes.
And also maybe to help the board a little bit. As the senator is raising, employed recently, but at that time I think she was not in the office, the secretary, but you were in the board. And also, you know, why he's raising that question is because the governor, when he appeared before this committee, he said, since he was having hostility from the board, he has not employed any new staff. So I think what the senator wants clarification is that you've stated here you have information of 2,700 plus employees. These names, are they among the 2,709? And do you have their records?
Some already, okay, the individuals you mentioned, I may know some of them by name. And if given time, maybe we'll verify the others from our record and confirm. But for now, maybe I can be able to know individuals that you have mentioned, a few of them, of it. But with all due respect, you don't expect me to know them all and their portfolios and what they do. What happened, as I stated, she was not there. Thank you for helping in that. And I was in the board. We didn't have a secretary. The launching of the municipalities was taking place. The governor made some requests, and we told him we cannot do competitive recruitment currently.
Chair,
so, yes.
Did you write to him to tell him that?
Yeah, we communicated the same to him.
Did you write?
Yeah, we communicated.
We need a copy.
Yeah, we because you have just asked for it. We
Chair,
will be able
through
to
you.
go back to our records and bring it.
Through you, Chair, just to, maybe to guide the acting Garissa. When asked a question and you don't have the information,
Just be honest.
you can just be honest and then say that we'll provide at a later date. And then you and the Secretariat can agree on a date to provide that
And that is
information.
what I was just telling the Honorable Senator, that the request made now we can go and verify and bring them back. What we have now is maybe we will say, okay, like what existed there, the secretary was not there, and these municipalities were supposed to be launched. The governor made the request, and we told him we cannot do competitive recruitment for now. We can put people in acting capacities, and after that, we will advertise and competitively do that. Okay. For the municipalities now, it's in process, in the pipeline that we are, actually next week we will advertise the positions.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
I want, they did the chief officer. I want to take, you shortlisted people for the Ministry of Culture and Gender Affairs, okay?
Yes.
You have names that were shortlisted, right?
Yes.
The nominee, the person who was recruited, was he among those shortlisted?
In which department is that?
Gender,
And social service.
Culture and Gender Affairs. The person who was recruited, was he or she part of the shortlisted members for vetting at the county assembly?
Thank you. Please, with respect. Sorry, pardon, please, kindly.
I'm saying those shortlisted for the Culture and Gender Affairs are Fahan Ali, Halima Omar, Hassan Noor, Hawa Aden, Faria Abdullahi Ruhu, Mohammed Ibrahim Abdi, Fatuma Aden Mohammed. The person who was recruited was Amukharir Mustafa Hamid. The person was not shortlisted. The person was recruited. What happened?
Chair, although now you're asking me a question about the recruitment process.
Yes,
and,
because it is you who shortlist.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And
yeah,
name.
it's us who did it.
So tell us what happened.
Say, yeah. So now some of the issues that took place through that process of recruitment it was a long process. We had over 600 people applicants, shortlisting done, and until we shortlisted around 160, did the interviews. So I may not be able to specifically remember, but what happens is sometimes we will do the recruitment, and we are supposed to look at diversity in terms of inclusivity, in terms of clans and individuals in the place, performance in terms of the competitive interviews done, and gender issues to look at. So sometimes we may pick a candidate from among the recruited to balance our gender issues, to balance our diversity issues, and that. So maybe we can be able to
Chairman,
positively communicate back.
Chairman, order. You cannot just be telling us stories. You have been told that that guy you recruited was not in the list of shortlisting. Okay?
Yeah.
I want to go and find out again. Give us a report on that.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was saying. Maybe
Yeah,
we
but
will
also,
record.
also, Chair,
These other stories.
Chair,
Yeah.
There's an act which guides the board.
Yeah.
Do you think it is proper for you to shortlist a number of people, and then because of gender balance and ethnicity balance, you get somebody outside the shortlisters list? Is that in order?
No.
That's what you're telling the committee. That's what happened.
We need to go back to our knee and maybe give a comprehensive answer to that. But
Yes, would you want to? Just one moment, Chair. Yes.
I can confirm to you that Khair Hamdi applied. She's in the long list and she's in the short list.
Okay.
Khair Hamdi. The good senator said that Khair Abdi did not apply for chief of staff position. I can confirm to you that she applied and she is in the long list as well as the long list.
Deputy Director, I think you misunderstood the senator. The senator said there was a number of people who were shortlisted for the department, for a position, the Department of
Culture and Gender Affairs.
Culture and Gender Affairs. Out of the shortlisted, Khair was not in that shortlist. She was in a shortlist for a different department. So how did she end up in being appointed for Culture and Gender Affairs? But he never said that she was not in the long list or she was not in the list at all.
Honorable Senator, we have noted the question, and I think we need time to go back to our records and verify this and come up with a comprehensive response to the same. Thank you.
Let me just check to us, bring us all those reports. Secretary to the board, please speak.
Thank you, Chair. With respect to the issue that was just raised by the Senator,
Yes.
maybe we can do it in a week or 2
Correct.
weeks. In 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
yes.
Okay.
Chair, I need also answers why Mohammed Ibn was given livestock veterinary and where he featured prominently was Chief Officer Donor and Partner Coordination. How they ended up swapping and denying the rightful candidates a chance to work in the county government, you need to explain.
Okay.
Honorable Chair, this is how Kenyans are being manipulated. They change goalposts based on who is going to take the penalty. So we need to fix this thing.
Okay, Mheshimiwa, we have a deal. I think let me now, let's go. To the former chair, who's she? What's her name?
Chair, she can introduce herself.
Okay, please, former
My
chair.
name is Emla Europe Sahal,
Eba Yorub Sahal. And
former chair, Garissa County Public Service Board.
yes, Ebla Karibu, welcome.
Thank you.
This
Thank
is
you.
the Committee of Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. We are interrogating on the board issues, and I want to ask you a few questions. It has been
Please go
reported that in your term, the executive and the board were not reading from some script, and the board was hostile according to the report that we got from the executive, Garissa executive, the governor and his team.
I want to request that former chair to take us through the answers of the questions that she received from the secretariat.
Okay.
Once that is done, then we can now ask our questions.
Okay.
So that she doesn't get a loophole.
Fine. Okay, Abla, you have the report?
I've submitted the report to the Senate.
Okay, you sent to who? You have it?
The clerk.
Okay. Maybe can you just give us a brief on that, a highlight on the report?
Yeah, the main thing was about the chief officers, actually, the appointment, why the Garissa County government did not employ chief officers.
Mm-hmm.
Before I touch base on that, I want to talk about the hostility that the governor stated when he came to the Senate.
Yeah, let that lady answer questions based on the questions she was asked.
Okay.
Then we'll go to AOBs of hostility.
Wait. Okay, please, what you do, just give us a report and then we can ask you questions. Sorry for that.
I don't think there was any legitimate reason that barred the governor from initiating the process leading to the appointment of Garissa County chief officers.
Mm-hmm.
The governor actually we sent him an advisory, especially I sent him an advisory.
Yes.
Since we are the Garissa County the Public Service Board is a body mandated to advise the county government on HR matters.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him section 59(1)(h) gives us the mandate to advise the county government on HR matters. So I sent him an advisory asking him that he was not in the time frame. He was out of time to hire chief officers. So what happened is I quoted section 45 of the County Government Act, which was amended by this very Senate in 2020.
Uh-huh.
Which states that if chief officer's office becomes vacant within 14 days, that office should be filled out. However, the governor gave deaf ear and he did not employ with no reasons at all and no excuse.
Go ahead.
We continued. When the inauguration of the governor came, August 2022, the board requested me to request from the governor that we want to attend his inauguration. Let's get an invitation to attend the inauguration. That was denied. That the governor had the unseen fear that this board was employed by the previous regime, so you can't work with them. And that was not the case. We really wanted to work with him from the word go, from the inauguration time. We requested several times to meet with him. He gave a deaf ear, no response. We actually brought in community leaders to intervene for us to be given, a time, 30 minutes of his time, so that we can, come together and work together. The governor gave a deaf ear. Even the current senator and the current woman rep, Farah Maalim, and so many others, I don't want to mention their names one by one. If I try to mention, there will be like 37 people and over. Mm-hmm. But he said, I don't want to meet with this board, and I'll take my own time to employ whoever I want to employ. He went, there was no difference at all, but he had that this is a regime that was hired from, this was a board that was hired by the previous regime, and I can't work with them, which it wasn't the case. So what happened is we sent him a letter again, stating 2 letters, actually 2 advisories, saying that, you know what, let's help you, advise you on HR matters. There was no response at all. What happened is we continued asking for his attention. He didn't care. After some time, I think it was somewhere September, the governor invited the public service, state Department of Public Service, secretively, without the board knowing, without anybody else knowing. They did an HR audit, and they recommended that the governor to have a task force which will usurp the job of the board. And by then we have not received any report. We were not furnished with any report. So I heard the rumor that there were people in the county who are doing, audit. So I went to the State Department's office. Actually, I went to the secretary, the PS office by then. And she wrote me a note to go and see the director, State Department. The director, who was by then Kanji, wrote me a letter saying that I should be vanished with the report. So the report was printed for me. I read the report, and I had to write a letter stating that this was not something that, was done correctly. And the governor is continuing doing another audit.
Let me interest you. Do you have the letter you wrote? A copy of the letter?
Yes, I do. I vanished, I think, with the...
Can you provide that letter?
I vanished to the Senate.
Listen to the
So what happened is the county government continued constituting a task force. The task force was usurping the work of the board.
Yeah.
Immediately the report came out, the governor started expunging people from the payroll. About 3,700 were taken out of the payroll, which is not the mandate of the county government. That is the mandate of the board. If there is any illegality or irregularity, the board is supposed to correct. So we were not involved in any ways. Section 75 of the County Government Act gives the board the mandate to correct any irregularity that is done by the county government. However, we were not involved in any ways. So when I saw that, the county didn't want to mend relation with us, didn't want to talk to us, the governor was hostile to us. Who is hostile between the people who are looking for attention and the boss who is oppressing his own children? So we felt that, I was pushed so hard. So what I did is I tried to talk to the governor. I went to his office. I didn't get the chance to talk to him. Bearing in mind that I come from the same backyard with the governor.
Okay.
So what happened is he took us to court as the task force is continuing to address the bad employees, requesting for the board to be disbanded. Up to then, we have not gone to the court. As that was in court, the employees went to court, and we were respondent. We were vanished with a court paper saying that, you are respondent. The board has to attend the court. Up to then, the board has not done anything. Who is hostile between us and the governor? That's the question for the Senate. The governor continued. The disbursement was quashed by the court. The task force, one of the employees who was purged from the payroll, went to court and stopped the task force. The task force was also quashed by the court. The Senate, the State Department report was also quashed by the court. and was said that it was null and void. It was taken the work of the board, and whatever they have said was not true. The mandate of the board was taken by the county government. So that is a chronology of what happened. When the other day the governor came to the Senate and he said that the county public service board were hostile, and that's the reason as why I did not employ chief officers. I almost, flew back to the country. However, the thing is, the governor had what I will conclude to say is he had the unseen fear, which he was like, you know what, these people will be hostile, and that was not the case. Senator Abdul of Garissa County brought us together. There were some promises that he took. There's no one word that comes out of the governor that is true. Completely, and I'm sorry to say that in front of you guys, but it's the way it is.
Okay.
Honorable Chair, the former chairman should be careful. She cannot call us
Apologies.
guys.
I take back that part that made the Senate to talk back to me.
I think you withdraw from, this is on our side.
I've withdrawn from that.
Yes, you are
But the
addressing,
thing is, I just want to say the truth.
you are addressing senators,
The
so
other thing is, we are under the governor. We're umbrellaed under the governor. He's our boss. Do you think, the chair alone, the chair has one vote. We make decision as a board. And if the other 6 commissioners sign any letter or any meeting or anything to be authorized, I cannot say that should not go out by saying
Order, please, in the interest of time, now
Yes.
we have known your position on the issue to do with the hostility. I want you to come down to other facts.
facts about the chief officers.
No, Chief Officer, you have told us, why was the governor not willing to employ the chief officers?
That is a question for him. However,
It is you guys.
as you know,
Order,
the initiative.
Order, Abla. Is it that your board refused to collaborate to recruit?
That is. I cannot say it's not true.
Okay.
The board was ready from the beginning to work with the governor.
Okay, thank you.
The governor sent a request.
Okay, go ahead.
The governor sent a request on the 20th.
I want you to be brief, eh? Please be brief, eh? In the
Yes,
interest
the
of time.
governor sent a request on the 20th, February 20th, 2023. And as we were preparing to advertise the chief officers, we received another letter after 7 days, which was the 27th of Feb again, stating that I'm taking back the request. So I'm doing a portfolio changes. I will let you guys know when I will need chief officers. And up to this very time, we have not received any request from the governor.
Okay.
So who is hostile? We are not hostile.
Okay,
We have not refused to
we have had you.
employ chief officers.
We have had you first, Chair. Please, I want to ask you more questions. Do you mind asking?
Please go ahead.
When did you join the board?
Can you repeat that again, please?
I'm saying, which year did you join as the chair of the board?
2018.
2018 up to when?
Up to Feb 2023.
Yes. By the time you were leaving, how many employees were there? The workforce of the staff or workforce of the county in number?
Unfortunately, and my colleagues will attest to that we had no completely access to the payroll. The payroll was umbrella under the county secretary, and there was no information that we could gather from the payroll at all.
Under your leadership, you were employing the staff. You make recruitment, isn't it?
What did you say, Chair? Sorry about that.
I'm saying, as a chair of the board, you are making recruitments on behalf of the county.
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, how many staff do you employ?
I don't have and on my fingertips right now, but if you give me some time, I can vanish that to you.
Okay. I want you to give us the staffing, the workforce of the county from 2018 to 2022 when you left. We want to know the total workforce and their cadres, if they are permanent and pensionable, and if they were casuals, all that I want the breakdown on those things. Can you be able to provide?
That information, through the chair, that information is considered private information, and I'm not yet an employee, so I don't think I can get from the payroll. So the best person to get that for us is either the acting chair or the secretary to the board.
By the time you were the chair, you had a secretary. The board
yes,
secretary.
I did. He's online.
He's online?
Yes.
Good. Then we'll ask him the questions. Any other additional information that you want to give us?
I'm still following the hostility.
No, hostility is done. We have had you.
I just want to
Evelyn, we have had you that the governor was not collaborating with you and you are not hostile. That is second. Okay. And that is in record now.
The other thing that I want to tell you guys is that if there was hostility, I gave the governor a delegated authority while we were in court, while he wanted to disband the board. We gave him a delegated authority to employ 3,000 casuals. And then it expired. He came back to us to request to renew the delegated authority. We had to renew the delegated authority again, and up to this very time, I don't know whether he brought now, but there was time limit for the report to be brought back to the board so that it can be deliberated.
Okay.
But nothing has been received.
We have heard you very clearly. Thank you so much for the information. If you need me, we'll come back to you again. We'll call in the former secretary of the board, Mr. Mohammed. Yes.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you very much. Thank you, Abla. Mohammed, you on board? I mean, online?
Yes, I'm on board.
Yes, Mohammed, go ahead. Please give us what's the side of your story.
Okay, probably I will just go by your questions. The first question being the reason why the county government has not appointed or delayed the appointment of chief officers in line with Section 45 of the County Governments Act.
Okay.
Well, I think it's important to mention that we received a request from the new county secretary on 20th February 2023. Yeah. And immediately we went into action and we prepared the indent ready to be advertised, and we shared with the county secretary to provide the necessary resources. You will, as I will explain later, we had challenges. The government, the board did not have its own resources, and we had to actually rely on the executive to provide even something for advertisement. So we prepared the advert, and as we were about to go to the press and seek for the resources, we got a letter from the county secretary on 27th February saying that we hold on as the governor wants more time to review the portfolio submitted earlier. So that actually happened, and I think thereafter we went into a flurry of activities. There were a lot of things that happened. Things moved very fast. It's the same time that the board was sued by the employees who were expunged from the payroll, and we were taken to court, and it took us a long time to attend those cases. But indeed the request for the employment of two officers, which we processed, but which were again shelved by the executive. I did stay longer because that was by May I left before before we could inquire from the governor to recruit. I think on the issue of, I don't know whether I should talk about the hostility. Do you mind, or you are satisfied with what the chair said?
No, go ahead.
Hello?
You said what, something on security?
I think there was the challenge has been just like most governors, they come with the opinion, or with the rather with the perception that when they meet a board recruited by another governor, they have those misgivings about them. And I think we reached out to the governor several times to have a sitting with us. Indeed, we had actually several meetings as a board in which we resolved that we will work with the governor and we will support him to achieve his mandate or manifesto. Unfortunately, the governor was not responsive, and several efforts made to reach out to him has not been successful initially. However, it's only after the court compelled the executive to sit with the board, that's after we were taken to the court by the employees expunged from the payroll, that the governor extended an olive branch and actually called us. And even after we met a few times, we had the challenge of being facilitated. As I said, the board did not have its own resources. So that has been a challenge. And I think probably that's what he means by hostility. But again, while in the same period, we also give him a delegated authority, which he requested for, to recruit the Kazi Mashinani team. And we understood and we gave him. So I don't think there was much hostility. Only he needed to remove that perception and work with us, and we were ready. So
okay, Mohammed, I think I will cut it short. Sorry. I will ask you a few questions. If you don't mind. I've heard you very well. When did you join the board?
Chairman, I can't hear you very well.
I'm saying, when did you join the board?
I joined in early 2018, March 2018.
And then you left when?
I left in May. I resigned in May 2023.
May 2023. Your term expired,
Yes.
or you have been you walked out of it?
Pardon?
Did your time expire, or you left?
No,
it?
I resigned. Resigned.
Okay, you resigned. Tell me, I want you
Yes.
to help this committee. Between 2018 and 2023, what was the number of the workforce in the county?
Chairman, there is a systemic challenge with with the county, and one of the biggest culprit is the county payroll. All the governors, the two governors, I think, I know the first governor did not give us a chance to even access the payroll. We have no idea about.
Mohammed, I think you are
the
not right, because you are the custodian of all the workforce documents and files. Am I right?
Yes, but these are some things. Some of the files are there. Some of them we created.
Okay. To the best of your knowledge, how many
Yes.
people did you employ, or did you get from 2013 to the time you left? To the best of your knowledge, because definitely as a secretary of the county of the board, you access all employment, all promotions, and all this whatever concerns the staff. So how many were the staff that you know, to the best of your knowledge? A number of staff.
Chairman, I will be cheating if I tell you I know everything about it, because as you will learn, recruitment was being done even by other quotas. So it was very difficult for the board to have a precise number.
Okay.
And recruitment was ongoing.
Let me interject. You, Mohammed, you are on record through the hazard of the Senate. Which other quota did were people employed, or who employed it?
I know there was the board secretary. not the board secretary, but the county secretary, chief officers.
They are
So
employed.
those are some of the people who are employing.
And that record was not coming to your office.
Yeah, they don't come to our office, and we have no idea.
But how are they paid? Without your permission, and without your notification.
Totally, the payroll was totally out of the bound for the board, and whoever was handling had the powers to either remove or add people to the payroll.
Okay, Shuma Senator Bakoli.
Thank you, Chair. I want him to tell us that the last time we met the governor, he said that the integrity, the court, smeared down on the integrity of the board. Where he stands now, did anything of that caliber feature in the court of law when they were taken to court? Or it is an assumption or an attack from the governor on the board, or the integrity of the board?
Are you hearing, Mohammed?
Yes, through the chair, I think that will be a very good, a good question to ask the governor. I personally will not be able to be in a position to answer that.
Okay.
Yes.
Because, Chair, when we were with the governor, he said that he made some decisions because the court had indicated that the board did not have integrity. Yes. And now I'm now asking you, as one of the members who served in the board, was it a right statement from the governor that your integrity was questionable, or the governor was correct in saying that?
I think that was perception. That was his perception about the board. Unfortunately, I cannot comment on that.
Okay. And do you have integrity?
Why not?
I am above board. Yes, sir, your chairman, honorable chairman. I'm above board. I have an illustrious 30 years career in the public service, and I have never been taken to court for having been involved in issues, ethical issues. So I can confirm that from my end.
Now, finally, you gave the governor leeway to recruit 3,000 cashews, or I'm told now, what mashinani. What criteria, when you delegate this power, the governor ought to have told you the following ministries will get this kind of numbers of people, gender consideration, national outlook. Did you agree with the governor on what should be done, or you gave him a blank check to do what he wants so that you have peace as a board?
Thank you. Through the chairman, we actually gave, there's a standard delegated authority form which outlines the criteria for recruitment, including, of course, meeting the values and principles of public service, of the national values and principles, observing all the requirements of the Act, including, of the Constitution, including the gender, the marginalized, or minorities, all these things. And that's not enough. After the executive or whoever is supposed to do, the county secretary is supposed to recruit. Before he appoints you, they are supposed to give us a report confirming that they meet those criteria. They have met those criteria, and this is the list, and they will tell us what criteria of use, the people they have selected, the IDs, and all the details will be available. It's only after then that the board will give the go-ahead to issue the appointment letters. So, to the best of my knowledge, the letter is very clear on the terms of our recruitment, and furthermore, they're supposed to revert back to us before they confirm that has been met. So it's clear.
Was that done? Is there a report that they did what you said?
I think the recruitment did not occur, but I can share the letter, the letter we gave to the delegated authority instrument. I can share a copy.
Thank.
Okay, I think before I start, Mohammed, I think one thing I want you to get clear, that all employment and recruitment must be, the source comes from the board. Is that true?
Correct, Chairman.
And it is through your office that you advertise.
There are instances where the board can give a delegated authority, and in such instances, we guide the officers that have sought for that delegated authority, and in this case, that's what happened.
You mean you are given authority, or you are the ones who give authority?
We give delegated authority. We are empowered to give delegated authority to any organ, to a number of organs of the county, to carry out on our behalf. But there's a caveat where we are saying before they proceed, after they have done the number of steps and before they issue the appointment letters, they are supposed to give us a report stating the criteria you have used, the compliance issues, and all these things, requirements. And it's after that that we will write back and tell them now, proceed and appoint. And even as they seek for delegated authority, normally we don't give an open check. What we do is we give them the number they have sought, the locations they have sought, and probably for the period they have sought. That's why after 6 months, the delegated authority will expire.
What compelled you to give a delegated authority? Because you are authority that are supposed to employ. So why do you delegate?
We delegate because some of the people, okay, Kazi Mashinani is a temporary, more like, Kazi Matani, the government one. Mm-hmm. And it involves, deep down the sectors in the small wards. And normally it's better to, for the ward administrators and those people on the ground to recruit so that they know the people and they work with other agencies of the government and they're the best suited. But for us, of course, we will get the report and we will, where we feel it doesn't meet the threshold of the constitution, then we'll guide them.
Ahmed, I think the Public Service Commission report said that you guys lacked integrity. And I'm convinced that there's an issue.
Chair, point of information. Yeah. Point of information.
Okay.
It was not the Public Service Board that questioned the integrity, the commission.
Yes.
It was the governor in his response.
Oh, governor.
Yes. Because we even asked the board and they said they had never.
Sorry, I'm corrected. Okay. Like this, because I'm getting worried because as the secretary to the board and the chair, both of you didn't even know the number of employees that you had. That shows that you guys are not very serious on the job. Yeah, am I right?
We were not sleeping on the job. We have done several advisories, some of which I can share with you regarding those. We have asked for that data several times, but they were never available to us. And of course, you don't expect me to pick a stick and start beating people around to deliver that.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. Sorry, Senator Fuller.
Finally, on the delegated authority, in your tenure in office, delegated authority to any other institution in the county government, so that you release pressure from yourself and delegate it to the grassroots. Have you done that before?
No, Chair. Through the Chair, we have not done. We have never issued any delegated authority. I'm not aware of any. We have not done.
Chair, through you, I would like to ask a few questions. First of all, let me thank the former chair, Eblo Europe, for availing herself today, and the former Secretary Mohammed Abdi for availing himself today. And Chair, also, would also want to clarify to this committee that the statements, both submitted by the Governor and the Chair, Public Service Board, and the acting chair, that I did mediate between the board and the governor so that we can ensure that there's smooth operation in the county. I did mediate, and as the chair Ebla had mentioned here today, that there were some promises that were put in place from both sides, and it is to my understanding, hearing from the chair Ebla, that the promises made by the governor were not fulfilled, and that's why they were not able to proceed as required. So I'm just putting that on record, that I did take part in mediation between the two bodies. My question to the chair and the former chair and the former secretary on the issue of chief officers not having been employed for a period of 2 years, and within that period it covered a period when they were still serving in the Public Service Board. And I'm hoping that the former chair and the former secretary are conversant with the laws and the acts that are in place in guiding the employment of chief officers. Maybe I can just refresh their memory, since now they're out of government. The County Governments Act, CAP 265, Act 45, states that whenever a vacancy arises in the office of a county chief officer, the respective governor shall within 14 days nominate qualified and experienced county chief officers from amongst persons competitively sourced. The issue to underline here is 14 days. And I would also like to refresh their memory on clause 59 of the same act, functions of the County Public Service Board. 59(1)(b), appoint persons to hold or act in offices of the County Public Service, including the boards of cities and urban areas. So, and I think this act applies to both the former members of the Public Service Board and the current. My question is, the former chair and the former secretary, you have stated that you did advise the governor in terms of appointing the chief officers, but the relevant resources were not availed to you, and you were not able to proceed with that process. But within your tenure, there were acting chief officers, and as per the law, acting chief officers must be must go through the County Service Board. So the question is, did the acting chief officers during your period, did you vet them and take them through the process before having them appointed as acting chief officers? Chair.
Thank you, through the chair. Thank you, Senator Abdul, for that question. We've written an advisory in regarding chief officers. A position to be acted, the person who is to act that position has to be vetted by the assembly. However, with the Garissa County acting, I actually indicated in my report that we've written an advisory to stop, and that whoever is writing a letter or a request to the board stating acting chief officer is null and void, and we're not going to act on that. So it's not, there's no acting in Garissa County, there's no acting chief officer as far as I'm concerned.
So, Chair, are you submitting to this committee that the governor acted against the law regarding the acting chief officers and the delay in appointing chief officers?
Yes.
Against your
acting
advice?
Has to come from the board, not from the governor.
Thank you, Chair.
Maybe on the surface, I think, can the former chair maybe give us any documentation or anything as an evidence that the governor did not obey the advice of the board? Is there?
Yes, I've supplied that. I've submitted that.
You have submitted?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
I also want to add on this that you had a question on the municipality.
Yes.
The municipality CEOs that were hired and the governor was bragging about on stage were on my tenure. And section 59 1B specifically stipulates that acting, appointing, and holding an office, that is the mandate of the board. However, we have not received any request. We have not appointed any acting municipality officer. The other thing is the acting part. Those people who are acting, I was hearing the other time, the county secretary stated when you called him at the Senate that these were people who were reshuffled from their positions. There was no reshuffle done. Those people were not employees of the county, Garissa County Public Service. These people were people from the previous regime. The governor, some of them were from the previous regime, 2017, and some were from this regime, 2013. So they were not current employees of Garissa County.
Okay, I thank you so much, former chair. I think members, unless somebody has a question, I think we will close the session outside the
Chair,
room.
I think
I have a personal request to make.
Yes, please do.
Through the chair.
Yes.
I'm still a victim of the regime because the hostility, the government is still hostile at me because I have not yet received, I've completed my tenure safely, but I've not received my gratuity yet, which I'm entitled to. Yes. So I'm requesting the Senate kindly to compel the finance and the governor to give me my dues, if that is something that you can help me with.
Okay, first, Chair, former Chair, we have heard you, and we'll do the needful, God willing.
Thank you.
We will communicate. Okay, well, now we can go ahead with our colleagues here. Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
And please
Summarize. Now, the lady chair just left. We wish her well in life outside the board. She has confessed that they had no access to the payroll. Now to this good board, do you access or have you been accessing the payroll?
Yeah, since the improved relationship with the governor is there and we are working now closely, we are able to access, and maybe that's why we are promising to be able to get some of the information that we will need. For now, issues in Garissa County is improved and we are working well. We are able to access that.
Okay.
And we need to, and we are now putting our efforts, and as she has already stated, we have put in issues on the ground, started the establishment. We are now conducting an audit of all the staffs in the sub-counties, because previously we were not even able to access the sub-counties because of lack of resources.
Okay, finally,
our budget has improved this time.
Finally, Chair, this issue of casuals in your county.
Yes.
Is it the board that recruits or the executive through delegation?
Casual workers and acting workers or workers on contract are all supposed to be recruited by the board. Okay. But yeah, it's supposed to be recruited. Even casuals are supposed to be approved by the board. Not recruited, but approved by the board. A request is made to the board and we approve. And we can give delegated authorities at times to conduct, as the secretary has already stated to you, on issues like the Kazi Mashinane, which is done at the grassroots. We give delegated authorities for it.
Chair, why I'm asking, we have a tendency now where every governor that comes, and the ministers in various ministries, they mobilize their own casuals into the system. And the payment of these people is a problem. Like, for example, some have gone for 6-7 months without pay, and a casual has time frames, like a contract of 3 months, 6 months. And I'm sure when I look at this payroll in your county, we have those who have been casuals for 4 years, 3 years. How do you manage these people? Because the law says if you are a casual for 6 months, we can assume that they are permanent and pensionable.
That is it. Yeah.
So how are we going to handle this? And they play a very pivotal role, like those in hospitals, revenue collection.
Sure, that's why I was telling you now we are ready to move in and put things straight. We have started the audit of all the departments. We have also put the notice on all the departments to provide their staff establishments. We have the political goodwill for us to act now, and we will act. Thank you.
Chair, through you, former chair and the former secretary, if they're still online.
Yes, they are online.
Former chair lady Ebla,
Yes, Senator.
when you were chair of the Public Service Board, did you approve 50 security officers from the national government to be added on the Garissa County payroll?
No,
The previous regime,
not that I know.
did they have security officers from the national government on the payroll?
They were security, but security were paid per diem.
ADM is not on the payroll.
Yeah, it's not in the payroll, yes.
So you're confirming that there were no security officers in the previous regime who were included in the payroll?
Not that I know.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm sure before I can excuse the. You want something else? Okay. Senator Okoli. Any?
Sorry, Chair, before we proceed, my apologies.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like to table the payroll list
Yes.
of county government which shows security officers that are included in the Garissa County payroll, if I may,
Official payroll.
officially.
Okay, please do it. Okay, you can table. I'm sure Okoli, anything because I will not call off the.
Chair,
Yeah.
my last question was on the issue of advisors.
It's silent.
On 31st of August 2023, EACC issued advisory in regards to flagrant breach of existing guidelines on recruitment of staff for the Executive Office of the Governor and caution to the affected counties. I have an attachment of the notice here. I hope you have the EACC advisory. Did you comply with the directive of EACC to do corrective measures and to adhere to the recruitment guidelines?
We have issued advisories on the same in relation to that, and now actually discussions are going on between us and the executive regarding the issues of advisories, because the governor in this team has been arguing that given the special circumstances of Garissa County, where we have issues of border issues and issues of radicalization, and that he will need some additional advisors, particularly on issues of radicalizations and things like conflict resolution, and we will actually advise him accordingly and see what is good for the county.
Now, why I'm asking is that the board has been given an opportunity to reverse and take corrective measures
And that's what we are doing.
decisions.
And that's what we are doing. We have started, actually, that's why I told you negotiations have started with him, discussions have started with the executive, with the governor, on the issue of the advisors.
You stated that you've actually issued an advisory to the executive.
And this resulted in us going, starting a
You have a
discussion with
copy
him.
of the advisory?
I think our secretary will share in the
County Secretary, do you have a copy of the advisory?
Thank you. On the advisories that we have recently issued, it pertains to the issue of municipal managers. and issues of irregular employments, promotions, and acting positions that have been issued to certain county personnel.
Yeah, finally, Governor Chairman, why I'm asking this letter by EACC was written on 31st August 2023. We are in July. When did you write your advisory to the executive? And we need a copy of that advisory.
I think that's 2023.
Yes.
Yes. And I was telling you, we have advised the governor accordingly. And recently, as recent as last week, we have been in discussion with him where he was also equally feeling he will need more advisors, and that actually this will not be, and we advised him accordingly. The wage bill is high, and that. So we are in discussion. We have not finalized.
I want evidence.
We are not finalized.
I want evidence of your communication to the executive with regard to this memo, because we want to instill order. His appetite for advisors is too high. We need to tame it. So we need evidence that you wrote your advisory, and then we can assist you as a committee to ensure that
maybe what is the number of your advisors in that place?
Well, we did not receive the exact figures, but I mean the names, but we talked of 9.
Please, we will give you time to confirm how many advisors.
Yeah, I want you also to include that in your next report.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Then one other thing is,
Chair. Through the Chair, I want to supplement on the question that was asked right now.
yes.
That happened during my tenure, and advisors, support services, the cooks, and director of media come under the umbrella of the governor's office.
Yes.
However, they are supposed to be regularized by the county government public service board, and that did not happen. So they are irregularly employed and irregularly gathering the public coffer.
Okay.
So they need to be regularized.
Thank you so much, former Chair.
Chairman, you need to give direction that the country is going through hard economic times, and if people are earning what they don't deserve, action must be taken.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Do you have something to say before I close?
And thank you to the County Service Public Board Secretary and the Acting Chairman for appearing today. And thank you to the former Chairperson and the former Secretary for appearing today. We're very grateful for the information that you've provided this committee. And moving forward, I hope the new team in the Public Service Board would work tirelessly to ensure that they put their records in order and ensure that all who are employed in the county government of Garissa you have their data in place, so that next time you're summoned to any Senate committee, you'll have the answers for them. For now, we do give you the opportunity to go back and rectify the wrongs that were there and what is missing with the Public Service Board. But also, as mentioned by my good senator from Bungoma, the country is actually going through very tough economic times. And I think this year, the budget for the county governments will be slashed. I'm not sure how much Garissa will be losing, but it will be quite a significant amount of money. And we seem to still have a bloated personnel in Garissa County. We need to regularize that. And I hope that the board will take it upon themselves to also advise the governor in order to regularize the personnel that he has in his executive. And also, I still feel that 30 chief officers is too many for Garissa County, and it is very unfortunate that the board just went ahead and shortlisted them and had them employed. You've seen that the national government, the president has actually removed a lot of people from government, including the CAS, He's thinking of reducing the number of ministries, all in order to be able to meet the challenges that we have in terms of finances. So I hope that that is something that the board will take it upon themselves to see how they can reduce the number of chief officers so that we can be able to live within our means. Other than that, Chair, I thank you for this opportunity, and I thank the senators here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Chair, remember the good lady was pleaded with the committee that the hostility is now going beyond and meeting her gratuity. Please, on behalf of her, the committee should instruct the governor to release the lady with her monies in peace. Okay. Thank you.
Chair, I'd like to request to make a small remark on behalf of all the county public service boards, the 47 county public service boards in Kenya. We really have problems with our independence. You are tasked with a responsibility, a very important responsibility of ensuring human resource management, which has a lot of conditions here. As we have been here the other week talking about confirming the inclusion of Kenya's diversity in the County Public Service Board of Garissa, while you will be dealing with a governor who is elected locally and has specific objectives to achieve, while mine are national, as you can see. As a county, I'm not talking about Garissa, but all the counties. If any one of you will have attended our third consultative forum in Kisii last week, some 2 weeks ago, you will have really seen the plight of county public service boards, pleading with the Council of Governors to at least spare and give us our independence, our financial freedom, and to allow us the free space to perform our duties. This is the institution that is exclusively mandated to legislate and ensure, protect devolution and ensure that important institutions in the counties are protected, like the county public service boards. I challenge this committee to ensure that legislations are put in place to at least give financial independence to the county public service boards, the 47. What happened actually, addressing these symptomatic issues will not help the problem. Let's make a holistic approach to address this matter once and for all. Immediately after the inauguration of the new governors, you all remember, you can refer what happened. There has been conflict between the county public service boards and the governors and the new governors. These are issues of what Ebla raised about her gratuity is the same thing that will face every other county, every other member of public service board after he or she leaves. This is actually going to force the board members some to allow to be either be compromised or lose your benefits, and also performing your duties. So I urge you to make such an very important legislations. Actually, a bill was sometimes back drafted and went through the public participation method. Our national forum was participating in it, but unfortunately, for one of the chairs of the Senate committee that was there, maybe an aspiring governor, who is currently a governor, made sure that it didn't see the light of the day. So kindly consider this and at least do something to protect these important institutions and allow us to execute our mandate without any fear or... Thank you.
Thank you. Chairman, I want to request the representative of votes now put down the challenges you go through, and we'll work with you through the chair and our secretariat.
Thank you, Senator. I will consider.
On behalf of the committee, as chair of the committee, I want to thank all of you, especially previous board members, former chair and the former secretary, for staying with us and holding all along, and the current board members. We have had you, and I think in future, I won't tell the current board. I think you should not abdicate your responsibility to the governors. you must also stand on your, because constitutionally you have been protected. I know it's very difficult. As you rightly said, your independence actually is actually a very paramount thing. And already there is a bill, but it's a private member bill. We will see how we can improve it to protect the boards, because this is actually an independent institution. As it is now, you are under, you're kind of a captivity by the governors. So we will take your sentiment, we will take your request. As the Senator Bakoli said, maybe you can make a petition to the, you can, as united boards, to the board, to the Senate, and then that we can be able to make a bill that protects you. And at least we can be able to give you an autonomy from, the yokedom of the governors. Yorkshire, I mean. So, thank you, Ebla and Abdi, for staying with us.